you're rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.
The test was conducted behind closed doors without the media present, signaling how strategic it was for the team. The main focus of the test was technical development, which included improving acceleration, stability under braking, and adapting the bike to the different track conditions it will face throughout the season. In addition, the evaluation of electronic devices and aerodynamic components is also an important part of the test. Jack Miller, previously known as a tough rider on the track and now working with Yamaha in a development capacity, is considered capable of providing valuable technical input thanks to his experience at various manufacturers. In his statement, Miller mentioned that the YZR M1 showed positive potential, but still needed some adjustments in order to compete consistently on the front row. Our main goal is to find real solutions that can be implemented immediately in the upcoming races. This bike has a good base, and now we are working hard to perfect the important elements for maximum performance, Miller said after completing the test session. This test is part of the preparation for the British Grand Prix, which will take place at the Silverstone circuit. Known for its fast and technical track, Silverstone demands a bike with a balance between power and agility. Therefore, the results of the Misano test will determine the strategy and bike settings for the race. And here's the full news. The Pramac Yamaha team is showing its seriousness in pursuing performance improvements in the second half of the 2025 MotoGP season. Through a private test session held at the Misano World Circuit Marco Simoncelli circuit, they again relied on test rider and former MotoGP rider, Jack Miller, to carry out an intensive development program on their flagship bike, the YZR M1. The two-day test was specifically designed to collect technical data and evaluate various new components on the bike, including updates to the aerodynamics sector, electronic systems, and chassis. Despite the absence of their main rider who was preparing for the British GP, Miller's role was considered crucial due to his extensive experience with various factory teams, including KTM and Ducati. According to internal team sources, the main focus of the testing was to improve the consistency of the bike's performance on low-grip tracks and minimize tire consumption, two aspects that have proven to be Yamaha's weak points over the past few races. Silverstone, as host of the upcoming British GP, is known for its combination of fast corners and track length that demands maximum efficiency from the bike. Jack gives very clear, structured and technical feedback. He knows how a factory bike should work, and he helped us compare what Yamaha has with the current competitive standard, said one of the senior Pramac Yamaha technicians involved in the test. Miller himself stated that he was quite impressed with the potential of the YZR M1, but admitted that there were still many things that needed to be refined. We tried some new configurations today, and in general I feel there is a positive direction we can develop. This bike has a good foundation, but it still needs a few more steps to be dominant, Miller said after the first day's session. This test also marks part of Yamaha's medium-term strategy, which is trying to restore its glory after the last two challenging seasons. Since the departure of Valentino Rossi and the decline in Fabio Quartararo's performance, Yamaha has experienced a decline in consistency, especially when dealing with manufacturers like Ducati and Aprilia who appear very strong with complete motorcycle packages. Pramac, previously a loyal partner of Ducati, has now transformed into a Yamaha satellite team and played an important role in the development of the bike this season. With direct technical support from the factory, Pramac Yamaha hopes to become a walking laboratory for Yamaha's innovations, while remaining competitive in the Constructors' Championship. Ahead of the British GP to be held at Silverstone, the results of the Misano test are expected to be directly translated into technical updates ready for use by the Pramac Yamaha main riders. The target is clear: narrow the gap with the top teams and secure a better position in the standings. The atmosphere in the Yamaha paddock is also rumored to be increasingly positive with the progress of this test session. Some engineers have even said that this test was one of the most promising in recent months. With renewed vigor, increasingly solid technical cooperation, and input from riders like Jack Miller, Pramac Yamaha seems to be making great strides to bounce back on the MotoGP stage. The British GP could be a crucial moment to prove the results of all this hard work. Jack Miller is facing the most decisive period in his professional racing career. After several seasons of ups and downs in MotoGP, his performance in the Pramac Yamaha team began to be questioned. Instead of consistently competing in the front row, Miller often has difficulty adapting to the YZR M1 motorbike and evolving technology, including major changes to Michelin's front tires which pose a challenge to his aggressive racing style. Miller's journey with Pramac seems to be ending sooner than expected. His position for the 2026 season is also under threat after the emergence of young names who are considered more promising for the future of the Austrian manufacturer. With this uncertain situation, many predict that the end of 2026 could be Miller's last season in the MotoGP Premier class. However, even though his future in MotoGP is up in the air, Miller is still the target of big teams outside MotoGP. One of the interested parties is Honda, which is strengthening its squad in the World Superbike World SBK event. Honda Racing Corporation (HRC) is reportedly showing great interest in Miller because of his experience at the highest level and his aggressive racing character, something that is very suitable for the competitive atmosphere of World SBK. The offer from Honda World SBK is a breath of fresh air for Miller. Although World SBK is not as popular as MotoGP, many former MotoGP riders have had success there, such as Alvaro Bautista and Iker Lecuona. If Miller accepts this offer, he will join the serious project that Honda is building to return to dominate World SBK after a long time behind Ducati and Kawasaki. Even so, Miller's decision is not easy. He still has ambitions to stay in MotoGP and continues to show high dedication in every race. In several interviews, Miller said that he had not given up and wanted to continue to compete at the highest level. However, he is also realistic about the current situation. Without consistent results, the chances of maintaining a place in MotoGP are very small. If Miller does make the switch to World SBK, it could be an exciting new chapter. With over a decade of experience in MotoGP, he brings a wealth of technical knowledge that could help Honda develop the CBR 1000RR bike. In addition, his outspoken and passionate personality will bring its own color to the World SBK paddock. Jack Miller's career is at a crossroads. On the one hand, he faces pressure to perform well for the rest of the season to retain his MotoGP seat. On the other hand, he is overshadowed by the opportunity to revive his career in World SBK with a team as big as Honda. Whatever decision is made, one thing is certain: Jack Miller's racing spirit has not been extinguished.
You're rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that? I think she's feeling me. Turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease. Bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me. Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase. Got some goes to the face, baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so